Hello, I'm Irina Baker. Welcome to my focus on awareness and prosperity video series. And today is video part 2 of a two-part video series of under the umbrella of video on prosperity, focus on prosperity and awareness, prayer. We're talking about the prayer. And last time we talked about several definitions of, we defined the prayer and redefined the prayer based on the modern approach to life. And so we talked about prayer as a laser-focused, positive address to the higher self, to acknowledge and acknowledgement of the higher power when trying to create a solution or achieve your dreams or do something productive. And so that's the power, and there is an amazing power of the prayer to help you do just that. And so today I'm very excited to talk about different definitions or different types of prayer that would be suitable for modern life and modern approach to spiritual issues. And I will right now explain what I mean by that. So as I mentioned before, that in my upbringing in Russia, when I was born and raised in Russia, and my upbringing was non-religious. I was an atheist. I didn't really claim it as an atheist. It just didn't exist. I didn't care and I didn't think about it. And at that time, religious approach was bothering me, and religious prayer was bothering me as well. And I didn't know, I didn't even think, why is it so? And only later I found out the difference, because right now I am such an opposite. I'm such a firm believer in a power and in a magic of a prayer. So like I say, I've been on both sides of the campus. And why is it that some people are bothered by the religious approach to a prayer? And the reason is, in my belief, it is only my belief, that in the formal religious, in big religious of the world, usually a person historically, an individual can consider to be something smaller or maybe even nothing compared to God. And so we had to, through the prayer, we had to beg, we had to ask for forgiveness, ask for forgiveness of our sins. So in other words, we were little poor beggars. We were nothing, we were not worthy of anything, and God was so big and omnipotent and just so bigger than we are that there was no even comparison. So we had to, through prayer, we would be submitting and devoting to even stay afloat, so to speak, to not to be punished after death, not to go to hell, because God would be angry with us. So that was my belief, and of course everybody has their own perspective and their own belief. So that what was bothering me in a formal prayer. And now I believe a person who is aware, a person who believes and who considers himself or herself perhaps religious or most likely spiritual, usually spiritual people who call themselves spiritual like I do, we believe in higher trusted power, higher trusted source. But this trusted source, well, first of all, there is spirit, God, everything came from that. But also there is a soul that came from God, from the spirit, and the soul is inside of us, or it lives in another dimension, but it's a part of us, it's who we are. We just forgot about it. And so we do have ego and we do have a soul. And our soul is our highest self. So when you pray, you are actually addressing the higher self of yourself. You're praying that your child inside, the inner child, the ego inside, is addressing its higher power or highest self, the soul, and of course, spirit as well, because the soul is made of spirit. It's the same light. And therefore, of course, who can tell exactly where exactly our prayer goes to the soul of the spirit per se? It doesn't matter because it's answered. It is always answered, and it's always heard. And so that's why if a person, for example, an atheist, it doesn't believe in God, but hopefully there is some high power or some spirit or something that you believe in, perhaps even angels. Angels are part of the spirit world. Do they really exist? Yes, they do. And so even atheists could use that prayer. Maybe you don't even believe in it, but if you start using it, guess what? You don't have to believe. It's like the law. You don't have to believe, but it will bring you goodness in your life. It will make your life easier. And so right now, I would like to discuss the different types of prayer, and I named them myself. These are my beliefs. These are my beliefs, and you can take it or leave it. So the first one is asking for solution and help. Asking for solution and help prayer. So that's usually the most common prayer, because if a person finds himself or herself in a dire situation, or in whatever, even every day, the person will start saying, please God, give me help. Please God, provide for my family. Please God, send me money to pay my bills. Please God, do this and that. And I will say God, but it could be again, but once again, higher self, your trusted power, light, life, universe, Buddha, Allah, it does not matter. What matters is your beliefs and your comfort zone. You are comfortable with that. And so this prayer, this type of prayer is common, but this is the whole point I'm doing these Google Hangouts on a prayer, because I would like to bring people's attention, I would like to bring your attention that it's time for you, if you have been engaging in this type of a prayer, it's time for you to stop and choose another type. And it's an interesting sentence, right? I said you ought to consider stopping this asking for solution and help prayer and start another type of prayer. So another type of prayer, which I highly recommend, is thank you prayer. It's not the gratitude prayer. I will talk about gratitude later. This prayer is about stating your command, which, oh my gosh, many religious people will say, oh, you cannot command God. Well, you can. If you want to command, go ahead. Doesn't matter if you command, ask, or say, or whatever. What matters is that you are sincere, you are doing it from the open heart, you are laser focused at that moment, you are positive, and you're addressing the high power. You're addressing your God, whatever God is for you, universe, light, and so love, and so forth. And so this type of prayer is more powerful because you are exhibiting faith already. You're not begging God like in the past. Before, in formal prayers, people would beg God for something. But I mean, in the old prayers, maybe not formal, but just in the old times. But now you're standing as co-creator with God. You remember who you are. You remember that there is high self inside of you, that you are powerful light, and you standing in your power. And you know that you're creating from this position of your personal power, and God, spirit, light, love, universe is helping you because you're invoking your law of invoking your divine will versus using just your free will. And when you do that, you say, thank you, God, your trusted source, for $50,000 or $1 million in my bank account. Or thank you for money that is provided for my bills to feed my family, or to thank you for the money for the new car. It's okay and it's totally fine to ask for a car. because you are not really asking for a car. You are creating this car. So that could be another whole big lecture on how you need to, if you do have any fears, and I know some people unfortunately still do, people are afraid to ask for material possessions, for cars, for homes, for houses. They think that only some items could be asked for and some items could not be. So in this case, you are a co-creator. Your desire is to have a new car. Then yes, you can definitely pray, thank you, trusted source, for the money, for plenty of money for my new car. The more specific you are, the better. And this type of prayer shows that you firmly believe, you have faith that it already happened. It already happens in the ethers, it already happened in the energy, because as you know, higher power, the trusted source, knows everything you want to say even before you said it. So it doesn't matter when you said it. It's important, but it doesn't matter to spirit, because spirit already knows your desires. And so when you say, the car has been already provided, but the trick is you have to receive it. So that's another part of the process. And so in order to manifest it in your life, you specifically you're using thank you prayer. Thank you, God, for helping me manifest, or giving me money, or whatever you want to say, but it already happened. You're already acknowledging, saying thank you. And the best way to say is not God is not giving you, but you are co-creating with God. You are the co-creator, and believe me, God will be proud of you, because that's the next level of awareness. We already are living the times when we believe that we were separate from God, we were separate from other side. The veil was so heavy and thick for a reason. We had to grow spiritually to get to the other side, or to lift the veil and to make it thinner and then lift the veil. And so these times have come, and now we are co-creators when we manifest everything in our lives ourselves with the help and guidance of the higher power. And that's the type of a new prayer that will be most effective in this during these new times. The next type is the gratitude prayer I mentioned before. The gratitude prayer is the one when you say after that car has been already manifested. So the thank you prayer was said before the car has manifested itself in your reality, or you manifested that car in your reality. It's already in the ethers, it's already in the energy around you, but it didn't make it into your aura first, because it has to, the substance of the car must be in your aura first, then it will become visible, be manifested in the physical reality. And the gratitude prayer, don't forget to say right after. You got the car, you are happy, you need to feel happy about it. You have to feel happy about it, not running straight to the next. You need to stop any dream that has been manifested. Every achievement, small or big, doesn't matter. Do not continue running, achieving next goals until you stop, you pat yourself on the back, say how great co-creator you are, and you say the gratitude prayer. And the gratitude prayer completes the cycle, so you can use your car with joy, with happiness, knowing that you co-created it with your trusted higher self, higher power. The next one, and so I usually like to say not even I'm grateful, even though it's fine to say I'm grateful, or I appreciate. Recently I've learned that appreciate is even higher vibrationally, vibrates highly and more than the gratitude word, but it doesn't really matter because they both are very positive. And so I say, I appreciate my having this car. I appreciate. Thank you, my trusted source. Thank you. I am grateful. You can say that too. Next type of prayer is the divine intervention prayer, which is the one, of course, the best way to use this divine intervention prayer um, in a way of thank you prayer. Also, thank you, God, or thank you, trusted source, for intervening or for sending you help very fast. But I am sure, as you know, when you are in a dire circumstance and you are threatened by something, you're terrified, scared, you are even you are angry or displaying any negative emotion, you need just to acknowledge that God is nearby, the divine source is nearby, and will help you. So whatever you say will be fine, as long as you remember. Because, like I said, the exceptions happen, but you do need to involve free will, divine will, to get help. And so divine intervention prayer will have instant results because that's important. You are in difficult circumstances. Unless it's something that is your lesson, it's your contract, then it might not happen because you have to go through your lesson in order for you to learn and grow spiritually. Then that's another story. Next type of a prayer is, I call it the beauty prayer. And the beauty prayer is, as what it is, you are looking every day around you and you notice and find, and you make it a point to find beauty everywhere. In flowers, in people, in nature, in a landscape, in architectural buildings, architecture, in things, in piece of clothing, in decorations, in child's pictures, everywhere. Because it's God's creation, of course, and also beauty vibrates highly. That's why people are so attracted to beautiful things, beautiful people, beautiful everything. Beauty, by definition, is of highly vibratory, has high vibrational frequency, and that means it attracts love, it attracts everything to it because it vibrates highly. And so if you start noticing, you make a point, not when you suddenly you just go around your day not noticing anything, suddenly you just, wow, some beautiful picture once in a while. No, it's not. Even there is an app about it. Get an app on your smartphone and start counting the beautiful things that you encounter. Perhaps a woman was wearing, if you're a woman, and perhaps a woman was walking towards you and she was wearing an amazing blouse or outfit or whatever it is, or dress, and you just enjoy the colors and the pattern and how it looked on her. Well, of course, you definitely should make a compliment. That's one thing. But another thing, you, even if you do it, if you acknowledge that beauty in your head, it will benefit that woman, and it will benefit you tremendously. Or it's a beautiful car again, or it's a beautiful street, your neighborhood. In the first place, you found a home there for some reason. You liked it. I hope you like your neighborhood. If you don't, you still need to find something you like about it, and then you can get out. But start noticing the beauty. And the more you do, the more beauty will be around, surrounding you, the higher your vibration will be. And so the prayer, the beauty prayer, will help tremendously. And say, thank you, trusted source, for such a beautiful building I'm looking at, beautiful person or piece of clothing, car, neighborhood, you name it. When I just moved from Russia to America, I initially lived in Florida, in Orlando, and I remember going to, first of all, I was overwhelmed with the beautiful neighborhoods. I lived um, in a suburb of Orlando, close, but not in the downtown, but in a suburb, and it was so gorgeous in my head. And I remember going to Albertsons or Publix, and the Publix Plaza, it's a grocery store in Orlando. The Publix Plaza had palm trees, and every palm tree was wrapped in Christmas lights, but not during the holidays, but all year round. And at night, they would turn them on, and those lights were just so beautiful. I love colors in the first place. I've never seen anything like that in Russia at that time, and so to me, it was so fresh and so bright and so amazing. And every time I would enjoy it tremendously. And then time passed, and I started forgetting, because every day you look at it, and you don't notice how amazing it looks only with the contrast. So you have to remember, it's like motivation. You have to constantly take new showers, so to speak, right? You know the famous saying, motivation doesn't last, and so showers don't last, paraphrasing famous Zig Ziglar. So anyway, I noticed myself that the longer I lived there, the longer I stopped noticing the beauty of the lights, the beauty of the plaza. And so I had to cultivate physically and emotionally cultivate that beauty. So I would leave Publix and would say to myself, wow, how amazingly beautiful everything is. How lucky I am to be here and looking at this beauty. And so that's what you need to do if you want more beauty in your life and dreaming, and your dreams will come faster because you're increasing your vibration, energy vibration. The next type of prayer is the specific prosperity prayer. What that means is you are specifically focusing on prosperity, the same as the beauty, but it's prosperity. So if you start looking around and noticing how much prosperity you have around you, even with these flowers right now next to me, there are so many small little flowers, and you could say, well, little flowers, what's nice about them? But I look at it, I'm enjoying fresh flowers. I really love all kinds of flowers and colors, so gorgeous to me. And there are many of them, and just amazing feeling. And the feeling is amazing because the vibration is high. And prosperity, the more you will start focusing on prosperity, the more the high vibration will become, the more prosperity will come into your life. That's focus on awareness and prosperity. Next type of prayer is kudos to upstairs team prayer. And what does that mean? Kudos to the upstairs team prayer. Well, I hope you know, or I hope you remember, or at least I'm reminding you that there is an upstairs team. In another dimension, your angels, archangels, master teachers, spirit guides, your high self, and the soulmates from your soul group and other neighborhood groups that you know. Believe me, you know many souls. Now, I'm not talking about humans, many souls in the other world, and so in the other dimension. And so all of them are in some way help you and cheer you and sympathize with you and just there to support and give you boost of energy and provide guidance and so forth. And so it's good to acknowledge them on a regular basis. And what that means to do is it will keep you connected. It will keep you, it's a channel of communication. It's the best technology, the most perfect technology ever. The channel of direct communication with the spirit world through the prosperity, through the kudos to the upstairs team prayer. The next one, now I'm coming to the formal types of prayer, and I actually have two types. So one is the regular formal prayer. And now I do understand the importance of the formal prayer, and I do understand the benefits of it, and I want to share them with you. So for those who are not religious, that's who I'm addressing right now. If you're not religious, but you're spiritual, or maybe not, the formal prayer has words, and these words have been used for centuries. If you start thinking about it, all formal prayers, the prayers that everybody knows, like the Lord's Prayer, that is in different languages, and we all know it. And so these words have been pronounced by many, many, many humans throughout centuries. And therefore, they became energized by the energy, the laser focused, positive energy addressing the higher self, addressing higher trusted source. And they are so powerful because of that. Also, if you pronounce this prayer 15 times in a row, and I know it's a lot, but 15 times, 15 is, they say, as the mystical number that unlocks the portal. And what that means is when you pronounce this prayer for at least 15 times, you are unlocking higher energy, higher vibrational portal, more communication, and closer, you're creating closer line to the higher team, the upstairs team, and benefiting by raising your vibration and being closer, and manifestation will happen much faster. And also, there is another type of a formal prayer, which is not formal per se, but it's actually the holy name prayer. I call it holy name prayer. And you don't need to recite the formal prayer in the whole entirety. You just can just say one name. If you believe in Jesus Christ, say Jesus Christ. If you want to say Buddha, Allah, Mother Mary, or anything that is already, it's formal, it's been forever, this name has been forever for eternity, and it's also energized. People pronounce it with devotion, so with positive, laser focused positive address. And these names, every name in the formal big religion, that is the name of a saint or a highly evolved master teacher, is holy. And holy means it's actually energized, it vibrates highly, and it also will create tremendous benefits in your life. And so even if you're not religious, I hope I persuaded you that these types of prayer, you don't have to use religious formal prayer, although I told you what the benefits are. You can choose any of them or rotate them on a regular basis, or do whatever you want to do, how well and comfortable you feel at that moment to use that particular type of a prayer, and use it. The main thing is you listen to it, maybe you read books about it, maybe you hear it somewhere, but the main thing is implement. So I will finish here with the word implement. Use it every day and you will start seeing the results, but you have to do it on a consistent basis and quite often, I can tell you. All right, we finished with the information today, and I would like to invite you to claim my free video training, the Dream Manifesting Formula, the step-by-step guide to achieving your dreams, big and small. Go to dreammanifestingformula.com to claim your free video training. It's right here. You can easily see it. And until we meet again, I wish you an amazing day full of different types of prayers, noticing beauty around you, and focusing on awareness and prosperity. Goodbye, everyone.